Hello everyone, Johnny Hurricane here from GamersHeroes.com, and today we're going to go over what's to come in LEGO Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. Let's get started. Alright, so we were invited to a preview event recently, but just to be clear, this was hands-off. I did not get to play anything. It was just a video and a presentation. I also haven't played a LEGO game since, like, Jurassic Park, so it's been a while for me. When the presentation began, they did say that this is the biggest LEGO game they've done yet, and they went to show us that you can go to pretty much any episode of Star Wars. They started with the original trilogy, but the prequels and the sequels are there as well. And I thought I read something about Mandalorian DLC and Clone Wars. I'm not entirely sure, but you can start at any of these. You don't have to go to the first episode or the fourth episode or wherever. You can go anywhere. We started with the original trilogy. Yeah, the classic where Vader busts into this ship. There is some like Lego humor, right? But for the most part, it doesn't interrupt the kind of like serious parts, like when Vader comes in with a lightsaber. It's not like no one's trying to make a joke, right? But you see, like right here, he's just kind of standing on top of a guy, and then he shakes him out. So there is Lego humor if you like that. If not, I mean, hopefully you like Star Wars. One big thing they wanted to mention and show off was the fact that it's more like a third-person action-adventure game as opposed to, at least when I played, it was more like, it wasn't top-down, but it was like isometric, like it wasn't, you couldn't get this angle. And as such, they've adjusted, of course, the camera and the combat, so things are a little bit more fluid, I guess would be the best way to describe it. Let's do a little bit of prequel action, a little bit of Jedi action. You're on Grievous' ship here. I wonder if you can play Grievous, actually. I don't. You can play. I think you can play bad guys. Like they showed that you could play a Rancor. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to play Grievous. Anyways, part of the new upgrade in the combat in the right there, you can see that there is a combo meter going up. Now this is based upon obviously smacking people with your basic melee attack or your heavy attack, doing combos, throwing them at each other, and using your force powers. This is on, from what I could tell, any melee character is going to be able to do that. Oh, you can use your lightsaber to cut certain doors. Obviously, they're not going to be on every door. But even the guys like Han Solo, right? He has a blaster, but he can also punch. So he can also build a combo meter. And then the more you build, the more of these Lego pieces you get, these little bricks. And if you have someone in the house with you, you can play local co-op, but after some Googling, it seems like it's not online co-op, which is really a big bummer. I don't know why you wouldn't do that, but whatever. I guess if you want to play multiplayer, you need to have someone come over to your house. From what I could tell, though, you always have a second character with you, like Anakin and Obi-Wan right here. But even with Leia in the ship where Vader was attacking, you were Captain Antilles is there as well. So you always have two characters, at least from what I can tell, there's always two characters to use, which would make sense because if you want drop in, drop out co-op, you need a second player. And of course there are boss fights like this. You know, not quite like Elden Ring and Dark Souls levels, but those require a little bit of finesse. And you can see you're getting more of those Lego bricks because your combo's at 37 there, 38. My biggest thing that I'm looking forward to, space combat. I didn't like the first person, I can't even remember what it's called. There was a first person piloting Star Wars that recently came out. But I'm a Rogue Squadron fan. I'm this fan. Battlefront, even, I prefer. Like when you're in third person, you're destroying the ships and things like that. I'm all about that. And there is a large amount of different ships to choose. Like you can get the Slave One. They showed that. Millennium Falcon. You can expect all the big ships to be in there. Some of them you're going to have to buy. I like how it's called Boba Fett Starship. I just realized Slave 1, they got rid of that. It's not PC enough. That's funny. Anyways, yeah, you get a bunch of different ships and you get to go up and fight in space, dogfights. That's what I really like. They did show some puzzles, most of which were pretty simple. I have to assume that in general, in a Lego game, most of them are not overly difficult to get through the basic stuff, but to get the more advanced characters or advanced bricks, then you're probably going to have to do some more funky puzzles that require different characters. See, like right here, pretty clear. You got to put out the fire. So you're going to bust this open, and then this is going to put you a big pile of bricks, and you're going to build. So certain characters actually can't build. Oh, I see. You get to choose left or right. Oh, I didn't see that in the presentation. Okay, so you get to choose kind of which path you want to take. That's fun. And then you get through the fire. But Astromechs, R2-D2 at the very least, I don't know about C-3PO, could not build stuff. You need certain characters to build stuff. And here's a little bit of the third person shooting, so you can see that it's changed. Headshots do more damage. You do build your combo meters like this. But if you really wanted to, I mean, it wouldn't be a good idea. You could go up there and just start spamming X to punch people as well. Layable punch. And as far as progression is concerned, you're looking for mostly these blue, I think they called them Kyber, I almost said crystals, Kyber blocks. I think they are, yeah, Kyber bricks. So that is how you get your upgrades. And there is a massive tree, all right? So the core upgrades, that obviously applies to everyone. Sprint 10% faster. Okay, you get that upgrade. Every single character you have is going to sprint quicker. But you can go into more a detailed tree depending on whatever your character is. So the core upgrades that, but every Jedi is going to get these. Now these trees are a lot smaller, but I think they can be upgraded multiple times. Hero, that's going to be like Leia and Captain Antilles, I believe. Again, all things apply to them. Scavenger, I don't know which main character that would be. Someone, I'm not sure. But yeah, you get the point, right? Scoundrel Han, bounty hunters down there, and there's such like that. So this is how you upgrade all your characters. So if you kind of like get a character you really like from episode, 1 or wherever, you can use them in the other episodes as well and have these upgrades. Oh, there is a villain, so you hopefully can play Grievous. The LEGO games have always been kind of open. This one is as well. You're encouraged to explore. You can use your mounts. You can fight. Different little missions have the Kyber crystals. I believe you'll have to unlock some characters certain ways as well. Like here's a little Jawa guys. Pretty simple. See, there's different versions, obviously, right? Like that Luke is probably considered a hero. And then the normal, or not the normal, the Jedi Luke would be considered a Jedi. But you see you got Qui-Gon Jinn there. You can throw something in there. You complete a quest, and you are rewarded with a Kyber crystal, I believe. Yeah, there it is. There's only 1,166 of them. You can, no problem. But yeah, this is why it's kind of important to have different characters from the different eras, because you do want one of each type at the very least, because that's going to give you the option to do everything you need to do potentially. And they did say that there are over 300 characters to unlock. As I said earlier, Mandalorian is coming as DLC, and unfortunately Ahsoka is also going to be DLC. I know why. I mean, she's a super popular character. Everyone's going to want to buy her. But you can also get like little extras, like see Jabba right there. Like just random civilians. They don't necessarily have anything. Well, there's a Rancor. I was going to say they're not powerful, but the Rancor is obviously big. I just don't know if he can actually do combat. They were talking about like, yeah, you can run around the city. No, he can do combat. Okay. Yeah, and scare citizens. And he's also huge. You can break a bunch of blocks. Apparently there's friendly fire as well. Gotta watch out for that. But yeah, so you can be a Rancor. If I cannot be Grievous and I can be a Rancor, we're going to have a problem. That's all I'm saying. All right, and then lastly, there are a lot of planets to explore. I just assume some are tied to certain timelines and some are not timelines, eras. And then others have multiple different things depending on the era. So as you can see, there's a lot of different places to explore. You can go and check them out with your ship or buy a new ship. So while they didn't say how long the game is, I think it's safe to assume you're going to have a lot to play with if you want to pick this one up. All right, so outside of the fact that I can't do online co-op, which really does hurt it for me, I'm very much excited for this game. I haven't played a LEGO game in a while, so that might be why. Of course, this one's also going to be big, and the whole change in perspective and everything. What I've seen looks good. As I said, I did not get to play it. We only got to watch. That said, it's due out in a month, I believe, April 7th or something like that. Really early April, so it's right around the corner. You can expect reviews to probably coming out like a week before or maybe a day or two before. I don't know. Star Wars is really weird about it because, Lucasfilm does have, I'm assuming they have the right to be like, no, you can't put a review out until we say. So anyways, that'll do it for me. If you liked what you saw, got what you needed. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next video. Later, Gators.